WWE to make roster cuts in the next 6 weeks. Plus, we have an update on the rumored CM Punk legal threats from AEW. And WWE are making Raw more adult and possibly moving SmackDown. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Always rough to read about roster cuts, particularly after the last couple of years, the ones that we've had. But WrestleVote say that there are some on the horizon.
Yes, they say they don't know names at all, but they know a source that is said to expect a minor batch of releases prior to July 1st, and that they think that's just business. Hopefully they're wrong on this one, they say, but they would expect prior to the second half of the year a few cuts, just because of the circumstances that the company finds itself in right now.
Yeah, with the merger taking place, we kind of thought, is there going to be much chance of seeing the roster shortened and seeing staff cut away again? Yeah. And it seems quite likely. Not the coolest of news to report, especially with people's jobs and stuff, and not much more we want to say on that really at this point.
Yeah, no, it's just it's bizarre, isn't it?
It is. It's especially so when you consider, like, it's just... It's never nice. It's never a good time to do roster cuts. No. And especially when so many have been brought back recently as well. We want to see more of that rather than less of that. And of course, we'll keep you updated on that when we know more at cultaholic.com. Let's head over to AEW. So some news broke yesterday, or actually I think it was Monday, where there was some talk of legal threats being sent to CM Punk regarding AEW and his contracts.
Yes, this seems to center around Collision and whether or not Punk will be showing up for Collision and where Collision is going to take place. Because is it in Chicago? Is it not? I think that depends on whether Punk's there or not. Fightful Select have said regarding the rumors that Punk was served with legal papers, we've been told by some documents that were sent. Fightful have been told that some documents were sent to Punk to be signed over the last week. Now, Fightful said they haven't been given the indication that they were legal threats, but told they covered speaking about certain subjects, disparagement clauses, and ensuring that he appears at scheduled TV dates, largely to protect AEW in several situations.
From the Punk side of things, say Fightful Select, we've heard that there have been productive conversations last week, though we weren't provided a lot of context to that. People close to Punk believe that he will be at the first AEW Collision on June the 17th. We are very close to Dynamite Tonight, where apparently we're going to get the announcement of the location of the first episode.
If he manages to hand wave it for another week, I don't know how he's done it. But it's a really odd situation, isn't it? And I think that if these aren't, you know how Fightful have said papers have been sent to Punk, but they don't know if they're legal documents. They seem to either be legal documents or a contract of some sort of agreement saying, no, you've got to show up at this date. Come on. Basically, you have to.
We put a lot into this.
Yeah.
Like, it was very much felt like from months and months and months ago that the plans for this new Saturday show was going to have CM Punk as the front and center of it.
Yeah.
So the idea that this close, that might not be happening, seems a bit wild.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of CM Punk news lately, and I reckon we're close to getting to a point where we know for definite what's going on.
Yeah, and Punk as well. I mean, to update the timeline, it seems like at first he was all for it. It was like, yes, he's going to be back. There's this whole new show for him. Then it seemed to have got far less likely. Something's broken down along the way. And now with this story and the news that those close to Punk believe that he's going to be there, I think it's swung closer to the positive outcome, maybe?
Seems a little bit more.
You never know where it's going to... There's still a few weeks until then, though.
Some question marks over WWE stars today, mainly Drew McIntyre and Becky Lynch. Now, not so much with Becky, but we know that Drew has had some, reportedly, some creative issues with WWE. We haven't seen him on WWE TV since April, since after WrestleMania, or since WrestleMania itself. He didn't turn up after WrestleMania. WrestleVotes have given us an update on both Becky Lynch and Drew McIntyre's futures with WWE, with their contracts due to expire next year.
Yes, they say, I expect when the dust settles for both of them to stay. WWE wants them to stay, 1000% back to the end, let's say a percentage lower. So maybe the chances have got 1% lower, but they still very much want them to stay. They love them both, but as any top flight stars, they should see what else is out there. But WrestleVotes don't believe that WWE is particularly worried about that.
There was some talk about Seth Rollins taking some time away in the forthcoming months to pursue movie endeavors. He's going to be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And normally if something like that catches fire with people, Marvel are not ones to ignore the chance of spin-off. one-offs and stuff like that, and doing more with the characters. So if Seth proves popular, then we'll see where that goes. Becky Lynch in a similar boat, wants to pursue stuff outside of wrestling. I imagine Drew does as well, as is their one to do. I mean, you know, if they're getting offers for potentially doing something in their lives that isn't bumping 6 nights a week, then you'd have to think they'd consider it.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, fair enough, I suppose.
One guy who's going to be bumping a fair bit over the summer is Logan Paul, also from WrestleVotes. They say, I have sources telling me that he works 2 pay-per-views this summer, the London show and then obviously SummerSlam. It's almost expected that he's on those cards, and the only creative I could find is that he's likely to be inside the Money in the Bank match.
Inside of it.
But not a guarantee.
He is inside the match. No, he's probably going to be, it seems like he's going to be.
That could easily be a run-in to set up a match for SummerSlam.
It could be. You could also set up a match for SummerSlam from a conflict from in the match itself, so he could still be an entrant. It doesn't really reveal, but I'd suggest that given the way Logan has excelled in these big showcase spots, like the double springboard with Ricochet, I think they probably would want to put him in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
I think it would be his forte.
Yes,
so good it maybe be his 5-tay.
Oh.
Some thoughts from Jack the Jobber on who should be in the Money in the Bank ladder match are waiting for you on the Cultaholic YouTube channel right now.
Yes, there is.
When you finish this, go and see who Jack thinks should be climbing the old ladder.
I left one out. It doesn't matter. I left one out.
Yeah, I think
I've been reminded in the comments why I left out.
I think Midian should have been in the Money in the Bank ladder match too.
It's not Midian, don't be silly.
Why is it never Midian?
Because it's Viscera. Let's carry on.
Yes, Queen! Let's talk for Nick Khan. So WWE's Nick Khan was at the JP Morgan Global TMT teleconference event, and he talked a lot about the future of WWE, and some very interesting headlines came out of Nick Khan's chat with the people at JP Morgan Global TMT teleconference.
Yeah, he said a lot of different things. He said that WWE are still in the negotiating window with NBC Universal as it pertains to the rights to Monday Night Raw. And while they are not out of the window with Fox, multiple parties have shown interest in both shows. Khan even mentioned how Amazon were looking to program specific nights of the week with their linear broadcasts.
So Amazon are sort of going back towards the idea of having like classic TV schedules and things at certain times. I feel like a lot of companies who went in with the on-demand boom have suddenly realised maybe we can make some TV channels out of all this and take it back old school. And so Amazon are one of those names looking for stuff.
Possibly get some wrestling on there. Khan also says that former UK partner Sky was disappointed in WWE not investing in live events, presumably televised live events, in the UK, but seems to push that Sky, as well as BT Sport, are bidders in the UK for the next cycle. Now, if Sky were disappointed, they're probably even more disappointed to see that once it was BT Sport who were with WWE, they then did have big live events in the UK.
You'd be livid,
wouldn't you? Hang on, we wanted this all the time.
WWE like, no, you had Rebellion.
You had
No Mercy 1999. You had Insurrection.
You
had One Night Only, Capital Carnage, Mayhem in Manchester. We gave you loads of house shows with decent lights. How dare you?
But now it seems like it could be either staying with BT Sport or going back to Sky in the near future.
Aidan made a good point upstairs. Cultaholic.com's tribal editor-in-chief Aidan Gibbons, at the Aidan Gibbons on Twitter. He made a really interesting point where he said that if Sky were to bring it back, there's a strong chance that we could see maybe a Sky Sports WWE channel where they stick everything on there.
They could do. I mean, I've always been quite impressed with BT Sports content regarding WWE. They seem to be they seem to take it quite seriously. And I'm quite a fan of BT Sports coverage of WWE, but you know what, Sky could up their game as well. We wouldn't have to wait and see. Do check out Aidan's Twitter, it's very good.
It is indeed. Now, back to Nick Khan in this teleconference, where he also brought up the 10 o'clock hour on Raw, the third hour of Raw, is being considered for adjustments, plans that may possibly make it more adult.
Now, that's very interesting, because I feel like this headline comes around every year or so, the whole WWE considering going back to the Attitude Era, but it's always from like speculative sources, whereas this is Nick Khan saying it directly, saying, no, we are looking to possibly make Raw more adult again. And I'm like, what? This could be huge.
Well, they've dabbled in it, haven't they? I mean, let's think back to, was it Raw Underground?
Oh my God.
That was genuinely, I think, an attempt at making something a bit with an edge to it.
It was
in the
about
third
making
hour.
Shane McMahon seem like the coolest boy in the world. Yeah, guys, yeah.
Come to my book club.
Yo, that's sick. I'm flirting with the dancers. Well, calm down, ladies. There's no rules in Raw Underground. Get out, Shane. It annoyed me so much.
I hope you tear your quad one in a couple of years' time.
I didn't say that.
He didn't see that. Be well soon, Shane, but never do Raw Underground again.
No.
He also said that more content could be coming with an additional show on another night of the week. Once that all the TV rights get situated, we will look at other nights of the week to develop new content as well. Some with a more adult theme to satisfy the audience looking for it.
Nick, stop being obsessed with adult-themed content.
He just wants to watch.
Maybe you're in the wrong business,
He just
Nick.
wants to see some swear words and some breets on his wrestling. And I'm sure, don't we all?
That sounds like there could be even a night where it's like, not Raw Underground, like Shotgun Saturday Night. Like, it's the more edgy.
I love Shotgun
one.
Saturday Night, where they filmed them in bars.
Yeah.
It's good times. Possibly, not the adult theme, they talk about more TV content. There's been a lot of harping on about NXT Europe. There was last year. Not so much harping currently, but NXT
Where's
Europe.
it gone? Hang on, yeah. Where's it gone?
Very quiet.
NXT UK is on hiatus to make room for NXT Europe, and now there's no...
It'll be here in the spring. It'll be here in the spring. Now, he also reiterated that basically nothing is off the table, which comes when it comes to the existing TV shows, which includes
Raw moving from Monday nights and SmackDown even potentially getting a third hour.
A third hour for SmackDown.
Well, first of all, I don't want more. I think 2 hours is fine. But also, you can't move Raw from Monday night. It's Monday night. No, I'm genuinely annoyed. You can't.
I hope they move it to Wednesdays and still call it Monday Night Raw.
I know. Why, no one's going to... but Nick has pointed out that these shows don't have to be fixed in wherever they currently are. And I understand that, but... It's Monday Night Raw.
It's Monday Night Raw,
Come
man.
on, Nick.
Third hour of SmackDown would be horrifying.
Oh, that's too much.
But then Nick's always said, look, I like money. And that's always been the thing where they've asked him, like, will you take Raw back to 2 hours? He's like, no, because we make a lot of money. If we could get away with it, we make Raw 7 hours. So it's never the intention to do... To subtract, always to add. So I wouldn't be shocked if we get a third hour of SmackDown at some point. It'd be horrible, but I think we could potentially get a third hour of SmackDown.
Well, yeah, probably.
What a time.
Never mind.
A time. Are we getting a Twitch tonight?
Yes, we are. Me and Owen are streaming Cultaholic FC on twitch.tv/Cultaholic. We're approaching the business end of the season now. Will we stay up? We're not in the relegation zone currently, but it's getting close. twitch.tv/Cultaholic from 6 p.m. UK time.
And for the latest wrestling news throughout the day, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. I love you. Bye.